Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna take a look over another LEGO Dream set I have here with me. Yes, I know, a new Dream set for this year? Well, not exactly. A couple of months ago, in December, I went to my local Ross trying to find some Transformer figures. I actually did found some, but not the one I'm actually looking for. But I did actually find a Dream set, which the one I'm gonna take a look over is this right here. So this is the 2024 LEGO Dreams I have here with me. This one is set number 71483, the Nether Witch Nightmare Creatures. Before we continue on, I need you guys to do me a little bit of a quick favor, so I'll be right back. Hey you! Stop what you're doing! Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy your day. Now, where did I got this one? I got it in my local Ross, and it cost about $35. I did also see this in my local Walmart like years ago during 2025. It was on clearance for about like $21 and $22. But my sister didn't let me get it, so I kind of missed out on that one, and long story short, it was gone. But yeah. So if you guys remember this one in 2024, we have a new villain called the Nether Witch, and she was one of the main antagonists from Season 2. And I'm actually pretty happy for this one. Now, after the time of this recording, this one is actually fully sealed, so that means I haven't actually opened this box yet. And I'm not streaming on Twitch because, here's the thing though, I'd rather build this like normally like this while streaming, so yeah. But anyways, I know the intro's getting longer and longer, I do apologize for that, but here's the front of the packaging right here. You can see Mateo battling his doppelganger, Mateo, same thing with Dogen and the Nether Witch. You can see the Nightmare Creatures right there. You can see the top of the packaging right there. You can see the minifigures it comes with. Inside of the packaging right here, you can see Mateo right there. Nothing on the other side, nothing at the bottom. And coming to the back of it right here, you can actually change into one of the 3 alternate builds right here. So let's do what I do for recording. Let's start off with the normal build first, and we'll get starting off with this one right here, the Doom Blob and the Wolf, and yeah. But first, let's actually show you the minifigures, then we actually do the actual build. Now, if you guys are actually new collecting Dreams sets right there, which I kind of forgot to mention to showing you on the last 3 videos that I did. Of course, you have the normal instructions, and you know, from the beginning of the instruction, if I can turn the goddamn page, and you can see it's actually normally. Then when you keep going, of course, dealing with this. But if you finish like the first part of the, if you go to like page 36, you can see you can continue on which build you want to do right here. Which I know a lot of people like doing alternate builds with doing this one right here. Which, of course, if you want to do 38, want to do page 38, you finish. Yep, check. You know, that's right here. Or if you want to do page 89, right here. Or page 140. Doesn't matter which one you do. It's your choice of whatever you want. So like I said, I want to start off with the first build right here, which is the Cauldron. Then all these 3 right here. So yeah, but first let's actually show off the minifigures. Then, like I said. Alright, so let's start off with the minifigures first. So let's bring. So I'm gonna move the camera a little bit more. So let's start off with Mateo. Which I might need to bring the lights, one of the lights here. Zoom in the camera a little bit, and there we go. So here we have Mateo right here, and the paint that is called to the detail on the minifigure, he does look fantastic. Gonna bring the light right here. Comparing the Season 1 version that we have since 2013, and comparing the one from 2024, wait, did I say 2013? I mean 2023, sorry about that. Comparing this one for the 2023 version with the 2024 version right here, this one is actually a good looking Mateo minifigure that we ever seen. And the new pieces that they use from Mateo is this new puffy sweater, which we have this one in blue right here, which is actually looks pretty nice. And you can see the hourglass right here has been upgraded into using a hourglass weapon. And you can see down here is C-Bob, which by the way, it is printed right there, so don't worry about it. Don't have to deal with stickers. And looking over the details on the legs right there, you can see he has like some, by the look of it, I think, what's it called? Color pencils, I think. And which by the way, the legs are actually dual molded. The sneakers right there look fantastic. No printed on the side right there, which is kind of bullshit. See more of it right there, looks fantastic. And if I can remove the puffy sweater right there, you can see more details on the sweater right here. Looks fantastic. You can see he got details in the back. He does have some double-sided face, if the camera can focus. Double-sided face. And I actually do like his hairpiece, which it has the green and the red right here. So that's actually looks pretty cool. And one of the new pieces they use, like I said, for 2024 is the puffy sweater, but also the hourglass piece right here, the hourglass handle right here. So these are the new pieces for 2024. So next up, the next minifigures we have is the Nether Witch right here, the main villain for Season 2 for 2024. And she does look fantastic. One of the new pieces that she has is her new hairpiece right here, but also a new color that came out, which is this piece right here. If you guys remember this ghostly tail piece right here, well, not ghostly tail piece, this one right here, it was released during the LEGO Hidden Side playset, which I don't have it. But this is the first time owning this mold, and this is actually one of the coolest things right here. The translucent magenta with the black right there. Oops, shit. It looks fantastic. And by the look of it, she does holding one of the new collectibles right here. You get 4 collectibles right here. The one from the Nocturne Castle that you guys can see, and I'll show the other 3 right there. Yes, I know the video is going to be long, but this is the point of this review, so yeah. And if I could take off her staff right there and take off this right here, you can see more of the details on the minifigures right there. You can see she does have some nice detail right there, and she does have a nice double-sided face right there and more details in the back. So yeah, and I like this new hairpiece that LEGO made. This actually looks pretty cool. So that pretty much does it for the Nether Witch. Here we have Here we have Mateo right here, the evil version of Mateo right here. And Mateo does look evil and badass. He shares the same details like Mateo right there, but this time the color just like purple, black, magenta with gray on it, and with the hints of silver. And you can see this representing his Season 1 weapon right here. The pencil turned into a giant weapon right there. If the camera can focus, does look pretty cool. Same details like Mateo right here. You can see the legs are, I think by the look of it, I get the feeling it's like dual molded, but it's not. But it does look pretty cool. The tail, the details right here, by the way, you can see on the sweater right here. I forgot to mention one thing. On Mateo has C-Blob right there. For Mateo has Doom Blob right there, which is actually pretty nice. In the back of the details right there. And we have the puffy gray sweater, this time in gray, which is actually pretty nice. And that pretty much does it for Mateo. Next up we have is Dogen right here, which we already seen Dogen in the last video, what I did, which is the Logan the Mighty Panda. He's the same minifigure like the last time. You can see right here he's in his beast form right here, like all hairy and minifigure form right here. So yeah, it's the same thing like we show you, but if you guys haven't seen it, there he is, what he looks like. He does have a double-sided face right there, which is actually pretty cool. To show the piece right here, this is a new piece for 2024. And you can see the details right there in the minifigure. Looks pretty nice. So that's actually pretty cool. So let's put it back in right here. And let's take a look over the last minifigure right here, which is Doey, the doppelganger of Zoe, which I don't have, but now this is the first time owning Zoe right here, which there she is. She does look pretty cool. You can see her white skin right here, pretty, I was gonna say ghostly, but nah, I don't think so. She does have a bow and arrow right here, like Zoe. They both like to use the bow and arrow. And of course, she is using the new shoulder pad right there, which is actually pretty nice. And if I can remove her hair, she does have a double-sided face right there. And of course, removing her shoulder pad, you can see the more detailings on her suit right there. She does look actually pretty cool like this on it right here. So yeah. Not only we actually finished showing off the minifigures, there's actually one more character that I want to show off very quick, which is Doomblob, an able version of Z-Blob right here, but this time we have Doomblob right here. You can see his normal form right here. The eyes are actually printed, so yeah. So that pretty much that's it for that. Now let's actually get on with the first build right here. So let's start off with the small raven, showing you guys the details in articulation, then Doomblob, then the wolf, and after that let's rebuild it back again to this one right here for the final pose and of course the final result. So yeah, I'm an idiot. I forgot to mention showing off the side build before I actually do actually show you the rest of the thing. I'm just like exhausted right at the moment. So here we have this side build right there. The side build have the cauldron right here, which by the way, the cauldron that you guys can see is a new piece for 2024, which is actually pretty nice. This right here, you guys can see is sticker right there, and you can see the 3 other islands right there, which is one of the collectibles. And there you guys can see hanging on the tree. And of course the raven right here, like I said for the last video what I did for the Mighty Panda, this one is also a new mold for 2024. And there's not much of it here to say about it, which is actually a nice cool side build. You can have, you know, the Nether Witch, if I can plug her in. Well, hold on, maybe I can try to move her staff out of the way. And probably try to plug her in. There we go. Then you can see the Nether Witch brewing something evil right here, or bringing the evil copies of our good guys right there, or to put Doomblob in there. It's your choice. But yeah, so that's one of the side builds right there, which I know a lot of people don't give a shit about it. But here we have the main build right here. This is the main component that is going to be used for the build, for one of the 3 builds right here, and is the small cauldron with the 3 legs, which, I mean 4 legs, so I don't know why I said 3. Yeah, like I said, I'm very exhausted right now, so I do apologize for that. And it does look pretty cool. The magenta, gunmetal gray, and the purple right there does look nice. And it does have some articulation. The legs can go up and down like that, and you can move the little claws right there, which is also the fangs. This time we have it in purple, which is actually pretty nice. So yeah. Now, like I said, let's get on with the first build and show you guys the articulation. Alright, so let's actually start off with the first build right here, which is the small raven that you guys can see. Now, the build on this, I kid you not, when I actually built this, I got a little bit confused on the wings right there, but I got the hang of it, so yeah. And to be honest with you, the black, gunmetal gray, magenta, purple, and this one right here, with a little bit of sand green on it right there, does look pretty fantastic. Now, there is some issue with this right there. Starting off is the legs. Yeah, the leg does look a little bit weird, to be honest with you, because I know I'm using the little 2 pieces right there. And it does have the ability to move back a little bit, and you have to like finagle around about this. And yeah, the raven's head, by the way, it does look a little bit okay, but I wish it had some little bit of articulation to the mouth right there, you know, just it has some jaw movement right there, just my opinion. So yeah, and it does look pretty cool. The eyes are printed both sides, here, and underneath the belly right here on the raven, it is stickered. So yeah, some of the pieces you guys can see are actually new color for 2024. Some of the pieces are actually new for 2024. This one right here in the tail is new for, it's a new color for 2024. So yeah, the one thing I don't like about the instruction telling you have to disconnect this, flip it around, and connect it right here. Which, yes, I understand why you had to do it, but I really don't like it. So yeah. So articulation wise right here, the head is on a bulge and does go for 360 degrees right there. Does go up and down. You can move side to side. Because it's using a mixer joint right here. The wings it's on a technic ratchet joint, so it does go up and down. It does go full 360 right there. You do have a movement on the, I guess, the claw on the front part of it right here. These two right here in the wings, you guys can see can move up and down. No movement of the body right there, which just kind of sucks. And be very careful what you're doing, because sometimes this will probably disconnect and it will probably cause a lot of stress mark or worse, breakage on the Exoforce arm. So yeah, legs can go forward and backward. Does go in and out a little bit because the wings does get in the way. Feet is on a bulge until it does go full 360 right there. It does go up and down. You can pivot side to side. The legs, you can actually move it side to side right there. The back of the tail right there can go up, and pretty much that's it. You can move this open and close like that, and pretty much that's it for articulation. Yeah, there's not much of it to say about it, which it is kind of limited. It is kind of bullshit if you ask me. And if we could bring Doey here, you can have her sit down right there. Which, damn it, come on. If I could bring Doey right here sitting down, she is now controlling the Raven right there, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah. Alright, so let's actually take this part once again, and let's try and build it into the Doom Blob build, which is actually one of my favorites. So let's get it on. Alright, so here we have the second build we have here, which is the Doom Blob and this cute, adorable baby wolf. Let's show this one first before we show the main entree, because this is actually one of my favorite builds on this set, minus the there's one complaint I actually do have, which is probably part of the build that I don't like. But anyways, so here we have the little the little baby wolf right there, which is kind of adorable if you ask me. And also if anyone's gonna ask me about this right here, is red paint. I forgot to wash my hands. Anyways, there's just a little small build from bag 3, just combo up together into this, and to be honest with you, it does look pretty cool. I do like with the eyes, this piece right here, the round, or the 1x2, the little, with the little holes on it right there, used as the eyes, is actually pretty adorable. And of course, the sticker right there that you guys can see, and it does look pretty adorable, and it does go with, for Dogen right here, because, he's the master of he's the beast master, so duh, of course. And the only problem is the legs is just one piece. No articulation, so that's kind of sucks. But it does have articulation for the head, which can go up and down, left and right, full 360 right there. Most is on a ball joint, and of course a peg right there. No movement of the legs. Body can move up and down like that. The tail can go side to side, up and down, and a full 360 right there. So pretty much that's it for that side, for another side build that we have. But now we're actually getting on with the Doom Blob itself, and I love this build right here, but the building this, well, there's one part that I actually don't like. Now, if you guys remember building the Raven, you have like this part right here connecting with this mixer joint right here. Well, I had to detach this piece right here for this one, and if you're gonna like disassemble everything, just keep the ball joint on if you want to stay in this configuration right here. And yeah, that's what I'm actually worried about. So just getting you guys a heads up. Comparing this one with the original C-Blob set, the Mech 1 that came out in, I think, 2023, which I don't have. Yes, the sticker is off, which I'm gonna say this in every Lego review. I hate stickers. Like I literally do. Oh, sorry about the background sound. I had my computer or my laptop. I had to disconnect the headphones because I had to listen to YouTube while building this one. So yeah. I just want to say one thing. The gunmetal gray with the black, magenta, the purple, and this color right here combined with the translucent, it's like a translucent magenta color right here with the sand green, which I know some people's going to ask me in the comment section, did they go in the dark? It's not a glow in the dark piece, unfortunately. They're just sand green, so sorry guys. I think it is sand green, or it's like a ghostly. I actually had to check the actual color for this one right here. The only thing I actually do have a complaint about for Doom Blob, it doesn't have like, the actual joints, for the knees and elbows, which is kind of bullshit. I wish they could add some mixer joint just for, articulation and stuff. The one thing I actually do like is the wings back here, which is actually pretty nice. But if you don't like the wings, you can actually, care for removing the whole thing. You have it like this. Which, by the way, for articulation-wise, even though it's connected like that, head can go full 360 right here for a swivel. The wings does get in the way, but mine is on a ball joint, so you can move the wings back that far. But since I took out the wings, arms can go full 360 right there. Arms can go in and out like that. No elbow bend, but you do have a swivel with the bicep right there. Fingers articulation, which that was rude. Finger articulation. You do have some wrist articulation. Sadly, no side to side, no up and down, so that's kind of bullshit. No waist articulation. Bullshit also. But I understand why you have to add in the technical axle right there. Legs can go forward. Back that far. Does go in and out. A thigh swivel right there. No elbow bent. Bullshit also. Feet. You do have a leg articulation on a ball joint. It can go up and down. A little bit of pivot, I guess, but it's not much. And a full 360 right there. So you do get some decent possibility of it. Which, by the way, the wings on a ball joint, they do flap like that. They can go up and down like that. And all this right here can move up and down like that. And you can move it up and down like that also. And it was connecting to the back right there. And it's actually pretty fun with Mateo. I'm trying to angle this back here and make him straighten up. And it's actually good, if you have the C-Blob mech, the one that came out in 2023, if you guys remember that one. It is pretty cool. C-Blob versus Doom Blob battle to the blobbiness. And I'm trying to make him stand up. And where's my Mateo minifigure? Trying to... There we go. Let's put him like on top of Doom Blob. There we go. There we go. And it does look pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Which is actually one of my favorite build right here. So yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna get in on with the final build, which I am going to disassemble again. Once again for this one right here. And I'm already tired as it is, but the show must go on. So, I'll see you... No, I was going to say I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll start right now. So here we have the last build for this set right here, which is the wolf. And it does look pretty cool. Except, I'm going to say this again, it does require some of the pieces you have to disassemble for the wolf roar. The paws right there you guys can see, which I didn't want to do so, but I had to. And I think, yeah, even the back legs right here of the wolf. Yeah. If we look at adding some extra, little bit more pieces to it, just for that, there we go. But to be honest with you, it does look pretty cool on the build. Forgot to mention one thing on the Raven. on the Raven one that I show you, it does have like different colorful eyes, one in blue and one in green. It does look pretty cool, to be honest with you. And I like it when you use the the flip around, using the like this for the wolf, and when you have the Raven, you flip it like this, the Raven part, which is actually pretty nice. And of course you guys can see this part right there, of course, the stickers using the fur texture of the wolf mode, and it does look pretty great. The only major component I actually do have is the exposed technique. It's in the back. You do have a little bit of white on the back right there. Unfortunately though, it doesn't have the jaw articulation, which is kind of bullshit, and I am pretty disappointed at that. And you might want to be very careful what you hold, messing around this, because sometimes these pieces back here in the tail does tend to fall off, so be very careful with it. And of course, the Exoforce arms that pop off, even when you're trying to do pulsability and messing around with it, they do tendency to pop off, so be very careful of doing so. So articulation wise, of course it's in a ball joint, so it does go up, down, left, right, full 360 right there. And like I said, no jaw articulation. You do have a little yellow piece right there, which it is kind of a bit annoying, so yeah. The body, of course, you only can go up and down like that. No pivot, no movement, full 360 right there, which is kind of bullshit. The front legs does go full 360 degrees right here, but since the back leg's in the way, so it does go about that far on both sides. Pivot, you have a swivel on both sides right here. The claws can move up and down like that, because of course it is a wolf. So so what, gotta be very careful not to have these pop off. The chair right there, by the way, is in a ball joint, so 360, you can angle it whatever you want. And the back leg can go forward, back, in and out. Forgot to mention one thing for the front. Legs can go in and out like that. Ball joint on the back legs, back feet, back paw right there, the full 360, up and down, pivot side to side. Of course, the fingers and these right here can move up and down like that, because they're representing more of the fur part of the beast, which is actually pretty nice. Tail is on a ball joint. Does go up and down, and see what I mean about messing around with this the tendency to pop off, and it's a pain in the fucking ass to do so. So take it with a grain of salt, and prepare for the insanity of you're gonna lose your fucking shit. Anyways, tail can move side to side a little bit, which is gonna bullshit, and you can move the tail like that, because these pieces does interfere with hitting the Nexo shield piece right there. So be very careful what you're doing. And of course, this is representing for Dogen right here, because of course Dogen is the Beastmaster. Right here, you can put him in here, like so, and he's riding the wolf. And also, by the way, the bottom part, yeesh. But yeah, there you go. And it does look pretty cool with Dogen, and I already understand why it means of this, the nightmare creatures. And I think I already said this, I didn't understand what it means, but now since I have it in person, now I actually do understand. Alright, I'm gonna disassemble it one more time and do the final posing, and yeah. Yep, it's the final result time. Overall, this set is actually pretty good, and I understand why LEGO created this, representing like the three main heroes into the evil version of them, like for Zoe, for Dolly, like the evil crow, for Mateo, Doom Blob, and for Dogen, the wolf. Like, I already understand what it means. Like, I got confused what it means, like I don't understand, but when I look at it more, now I understand what all the three builds. The Raven was the weakest, the Wolf is okay, but the Doom Blob is my favorite, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end this right here, so have fun and safe, and I'm out.